Mr. Hinojosa.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chair, distinguished Senate committee members, staff, and early childhood education advocates, colleagues, and friends. My name is Jack Hinojosa, and I'm currently the Chief Operations Officer at Child Development Resources, commonly known in Ventura County as CDR. Thank you for the opportunity for my colleagues and I to share our local, on-the-ground perspective on how we operate within the patchwork of California's early care and education system. We also have the variety of issues we face implementing our early learning programs and our specific skills and considerations needed to maintain, expand, or create high-quality programs in our respective communities. We've also been asked to share our broad themes or principles with you to consider when evaluating any proposal that affects childcare and early learning. I'd like to start off by giving you a little background information about Ventura County. CDR is located in Senate District 19. It incorporates Assembly District 37 and Assembly District 44, Santa Barbara, and a portion of Ventura County, specifically San Buenaventura, the Santa Clara Valley, which includes Santa Paula, where I was raised, Fillmore, Piru, and Oxnard, Port Hueneme, and Camarillo on the southeastern border. Ventura County is also in Senate District 27 and incorporates the eastern portion of Ventura County, which includes the cities of Simi Valley, Moore Park, Thousand Oaks, Agora Hills, and Westlake Village. Our state representatives include Hannah Beth Jackson, Senator Fran Pavley, Assembly members Doss Williams, and Jackie Irwin. According to the Local Planning Council of Ventura County's Child Care Needs Assessment report of December 2015, key trends included 846,178 Ventura County residents, 5.8% of the population in 2014 was under the age of 5, 12.3% of the population was between 5 to 14 years of age. The percentage of Latino residents increased from 33.4% in 2000 to 42%, representing 251 residents. The Latino 3 and 4-year-olds are the least likely among the racial and ethnic groups to attend preschool. 11% of Ventura County residents live in poverty. 18% of children 0 to 5 live in poverty. A family of 4 in Ventura County with 2 children and 2 working adults needs an annual income of $85,713 or $7,143 per month for a modest standard of living. A single parent with a family with 2 children needs an annual income of $79,000 or $66.29 per month, again for a modest standard of living. Economic difficulties across the spectrum of the population, high unemployment rates, decreased household incomes coupled with the high cost of living in Ventura County negatively impacted the ability of families to access quality childcare. Childcare supply and demand, according to the needs assessment, there were 30,325 estimated childcare supplied, 23 of 803 in childcare center spaces, 4997 subsidized center spaces, and 6,522 in family childcare spaces. The demand for 0 to 5-year-old subsidy, 11,776 children in poverty, almost 5,000 subsidized spaces available, which left the gap of almost 6,700. 58% of the 0 to 5-year-olds in poverty are not being served. The demand for 0 to 12, there's a 64,621 gap, or 68% of 0 to 12-year-olds not being served. The 2005 Child Care Needs Assessment makes clear the need to increase new spaces while also advocating for sustained and enhanced quality initiatives. While the Ventura County population has not increased since 2010, the Latino population has grown by 4% from 38% to 42%, with 44% reporting speaking a language other than English. Also significant is the number of families living in poverty, 18% of our 0 to 5-year-olds. The number of center-based spaces remains unchanged since 2010, but the number of family childcare homes has decreased by 27%. While spaces are gradually being restored, the demand for these programs continues to exceed supply. Currently, 1 in 2 children living in poverty has access to subsidized childcare in Ventura County. A little bit about Child Development Resources. We were founded in 1980, 36 years ago. Our organization is a 501c community-based corporation. We receive county, state, and federal contracts to administer the Child Care Resource and Referral Program, subsidized child care, services, general childcare, and state preschool funded programs. CDR's incorporation in 1980 was preceded in 1965 when the Community Action Commission of Ventura County was awarded the federal Head Start grantee, and CDR has been administering the program ever since. So we have just recently celebrated 51 years as the Head Start grantee in Ventura County. CDR's mission is to provide a foundation to build promising futures for children. CDR collaborates with families and communities to deliver programs that enrich lives. We provide information, support, expertise, and leadership to families, childcare professionals, and stakeholders to ensure quality early care and education services and informed childcare choices resulting in able families and an invested community. CDR administers the following childcare programs. We have 23 Head Start preschool sites in our county serving over 1,123 to 4-year-olds annually, 248 in our federal early Head Start serving pregnant mothers and children 0 to 3, 557 children enrolled in the California State Preschool full day and part day programs, and 2,029 children enrolled in CalWORK stages 1, 2, and 3, and 524 children enrolled in the alternative payment program. We also administer an infant, toddler, family child care education network with 35 family child care providers that are currently serving 100 infants and toddlers ages 0 to 5. 62 children, when fully enrolled, will be part of our early Head Start Child Care Partnership Project, one of 38 funded in the state of California. And effective April 1st, 2016, we will open a new toddler center in the city of Oxnard, which will serve 8 additional toddlers and a center-based center at CDR central offices. Our annual operating budget is $35.6 million. We have 344 employees and currently working at our 23 Head Start sites, co-location at 4 county-operated job and career centers, and of course our 66,000 square foot facility in the heart of Oxnard. The programs that we offer that work well in Ventura County and that could be modeled throughout the state is that our leaders and our partners and community-based are committed to continued collaboration with early care and education to broaden the access, availability, and quality of program for our youngest learners. Examples of these partnerships include, we have a community health center offering primary health care, mental health services, optical and dental services at our central offices in Oxnard. We forged a partnership with affordable housing development corporations, including Cabrillo Economic Development Corporations, the cities of Santa Paula, Port Hueneme, Oxnard, to name a few. We also recently partnered with the Ventura County Community Development Corporation, Federal Reserve Bank, and we held a summit last Wednesday, which we had over 40 participants from different sectors, including the nonprofit organizations, affordable housing providers, financial institutions, housing authorities, education, and health sectors. The summit was a great start to initiate the dialogue, the formation of a new cross-sector collaborative in Ventura County aimed at increasing the number of households that are asset secure through innovative partnerships, programs, and policies that reduce economic insecurity by building financial stability and success. We've developed innovative business opportunities to create and sustain programs and services such as the Child Care Initiative Project that increase the supply and capacity of child care professionals to deliver high-quality early care and education. Ventura County has a 15-year history of investing in quality initiatives to support positive child outcomes. The county was one of the 16 selected to participate in the Race to the Top Quality Improvement Rating System pilot in 2012. Currently, there are 126 early care and education participating in the QRIS, also known as Rising Star. Participating in sites include state preschool, Head Start, private providers, and family child care. Rising Stars has impacted over 4,000 children and 500 early childhood educators. 95% of the sites have been rated high. The following are some of the broad themes and principles that we think you should consider if you're interested in creating an intuitive and equitable ECE pipeline. Access. We urge the legislature and governor to continue the commitment to and progress in addressing the unmet needs for quality child care and preschool programs. Tens of thousands of low-income children remain without access. Eligibility. The state income needs need to be updated to reflect current income eligibility. Many families are unable to meet the outdated criteria, particularly in high-cost counties where families often work multiple jobs to survive. a mixed delivery system. Despite the reductions of the Great Recession, California's mixed delivery system has developed a valuable role in providing services and a range of choices for families that meet their particular needs. Quality professional development infrastructure. Continue to build on recent investments in quality. We need greater and sustained investments in evidence-based quality improvement efforts, especially in professional development for educators and caregivers working with children from birth age to 5 in state programs. Program quality, especially the training and support for those working in childcare and preschool programs, is essential to providing enriching early education experiences and improving outcomes in children's social, emotional, and cognitive development.
Mr. Hinojosa, I'm so sorry to even suggest that we're going to have to ask you to conclude.
In conclusion, in today's economy, high-quality childcare is not a nice-to-have, it's a must-have. It's time to stop treating childcare as a side issue and treat it like the national priority that it is for all of us. It is a time for leaders to ground ourselves on our core values and the social change we envision to guide us in how we will advance systemic changes and carry out our cross-organizational work going forward. Thank you.
Thank you for that very comprehensive presentation. You touched on a number of issues I know that we've been concerned about, and I want to just congratulate you on your very successful program. Thank you. Mr. Jimenez, welcome.
Mr. Leno and members of the committee, child care quality advocates. My name is Marco Jimenez. I'm the subsidized child care director from Central Valley Children's Services Network. I would like to share with you today that what we do as an agency, the types of services we provide to our community, as well as some concerns and challenges we are facing in Central Valley. CVCSN is Fresno County's resource and referral agency and has been providing services to the Central Valley since 1976. Even though we are a relatively small agency, as you can see, very, very small, we have several services for children, parents, child care providers, and the general public. We have a large landing library. Also, we have a food program, special needs inclusion team, the Fresno Accreditation Institute for Providers and Centers, and our subsidized child care program. The subsidized child care program is divided into 3 sections. The first section includes CalWORKS Stage 2, CalWORKS Stage 3, and AP programs. The second section is the Family Child Care Home Educational Network. We serve services through the CFCC contract, the CCTR, and the CMIG programs. The third branch of the subsidized provide services through 4 child care centers that we just barely acquired last fiscal year. All 4 centers have been rated 4 from the rating scale. Since our mission is to improve the quality child care in the Central Valley, we utilize every resource within our reach. We help parents and providers get the technical assistance and support to improve the quality of care for our children. We assess the needs of every family and their children during the initial certification and during their certifications and connect them with our internal programs or to outside parents in the community. Most of the Central Valley's economy is based in agriculture, especially the rural area. In the last few years, due to the water crisis, as we all know, it has been a decline in employment, and our most needy families are struggling to stay in programs after exceeding the allowed days for job seeking. I would like to also share with you that child care centers and licensed family child care home educational providers are also struggling in keeping their doors open due to an increase in the cost of living and the constant termination of families. Since 2013, just in Fresno County, 32 centers and 172 licensed child care home providers have been closing their doors due to those factors. The communities we serve in the Central Valley require child care that meets their needs. We have a large group of individuals that work non-traditional hours and a large population of migrant families as well. We have seen an increase of parents working part-time jobs and utilizing evening and weekend child care services. It doesn't mean they just need part day. That means that they have to work 2 or 3 part days during the day to just to keep the food on the table. Due to the water crisis, average of 1.3 million acres of the world's more productive land is now out of production in the Central Valley. If you drive across the county, more likely you will be able to see mountains of dead trees that have been pulled out. That means no work for our community. Towns like Mendota, where thousands of vegetables were cultivated, now is the land looks like a desert. I heard a farmer said a couple weeks ago that if they replant new trees, it will take 5 to 10 years for the trees to mature and start producing again. I urge you to keep investing in our delivery system that is currently operating, a system that meets the needs of our most needy parents. As the farmer said, if we continue losing those child care providers and centers already established in the family child care network that we have already trained and spent trainings and money and time, it may take up to 5 years to retrain and assist the new providers, new families with quality childcare through our childcare providers. We are struggling, not just our families, but also agencies. As mentioned before, due to the crisis, no work, no water, no work, no income, and we are urging you guys to help our most needy families. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. You're facing some very serious challenges, and it probably comes as little surprise to most of us up here that the demand continues to grow and the need is great, and we have to find a way to meet that. We want to welcome Ms. Adams.
Good morning, members of the California State Senate. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Denise Adams, and I am the Director of Early Education in the Ocean View School District. I'm honored to be here to share with you how our preschool programs have provided a much-needed service to our community. We have been offering early education services for over 35 years. We are a small school district comprised of 3 elementary schools and 1 junior high, and serve approximately 2,600 students. Our attendance area is situated in the heart of Ventura County's rich farmland, which also includes the naval base Ventura County Point Mugu. Most of our families are employed as farm laborers. Other families are in the military or work in local factories or service occupations. The majority of our students are English learners, about 65%, and the poverty level is about 90%. We know students who are English language learners and economically disadvantaged who attend preschool demonstrate the highest educational gains and greatest reductions in achievement gaps. For this reason, we make early education a priority. Our first established site, Ocean Vista, is located in the center of the City of Oxnard's low-income housing neighborhood. We rent out 2 houses that have been converted to preschool classrooms connected by a play structure in the middle of the 2 buildings. This site has offered preschool services for thousands of students within walking distance of their doorstep. As the need has grown, so have the number of our preschool sites. We now have a school that was designed and built by the school district for preschool services, and satellite programs in the classrooms at 2 of the elementary schools. We serve approximately 300 students, and our programs are state and First 5 funded. The families in our community have so many needs that reach far beyond the preschool classroom. Therefore, we partner with many community organizations to provide opportunities for parents to learn more about and how to access services offered to them within their community. As a previous elementary school teacher, I saw firsthand the importance a quality early education played in preparing our students with the tools needed to be successful. Our at-risk students didn't just need preschool, they needed and deserved a quality program. Ocean View Early Education Schools currently participate in the Rising Stars Quality Rating Improvement System, which is supported by the Ventura County Office of Education to optimize student learning outcomes and social emotional development. All of our sites have been rated 4 or 5 stars, with 5 stars being the highest. In addition, all of our early education schools are accredited by the National Association for the Education of Young Children, NAEYC. We are very proud of our accomplishments and the quality programs we provide to our community. One of the main reasons we have been so successful and in business for so many years is because of the school districts and governing board's unwavering support for early education. Preschool is an assumption of the school district's vision for 21st century learning. Through strong working relationships and close partnerships with the local schools, we have ensured coordinated efforts for kindergarten readiness. During the last 35 years, we have grown, changed, and evolved due to various obstacles that we have faced in implementing our preschool programs. Some of the challenges we have faced include the closure of our full-day toddler and full-day 3-year-old and full-day 4-year-old programs due to insufficient funding at the state level. Laying off teachers, reducing hours, and telling our parents that we no longer would be able to provide extended hours for their children is one of the hardest things I have ever had to do as a program director. However, to remediate this situation, we now provide a low-cost parent-paid extended day program, and we provide toddler services by partnering with the nonprofit El Centrito. Another challenge we have faced is the loss of funding from our First Five California. Due to this loss, we applied and were awarded funding for 80 state-funded spaces. Expansion dollars provided us the opportunity to stay whole as a program. But to address Senator Allen, we replace spaces, but our First Five spaces are for students who do not income qualify. It doesn't matter who walks through the door. If they need preschool, we can use our First Five spaces to give those children access to quality preschool. But with the reduction of our First Five spaces, we now have to tell our parents, I'm sorry, we cannot help you. You do not qualify for state preschool. And this is a hard thing to do, and something that now that our families are going back to work, and this is a wonderful thing, they're going back to work, they're becoming being part of the community and working, but we need to provide access for all of our students. So this is a growing concern in our community where it's a high-cost area, and to sit in front of a family and say, I'm sorry, I cannot offer you a program that your neighbor I can give to. And these families just can't afford private preschool. It's very, very expensive. Lastly, the maximum reimbursement rate does not provide enough money to sustain a quality preschool program and provide adequate wages for qualified BA level teachers. And those are the teachers we want in our preschool classrooms, our BA level teachers. For now, we have been fortunate to participate in the quality rating improvement system that has allowed us to provide a stipend to retain BA level teachers, provide staff development, maintain facilities, and replace materials to ensure implementation of a quality preschool program. If it wasn't for those dollars, we would not be able to continue to have a quality preschool program. And this is what our students need. They need quality. We need to be able to replace the materials. They're preschoolers. They break the puzzles. They break the toys. We need to be able to provide staff development for our teachers so they can stay current. But we can't do that without dollars. We need the dollars. However, throughout our many challenges, one thing remains constant, and that is our belief in providing high-quality early education for our community. Therefore, we have worked hard as a school district to provide solutions to ensure that we can continue to provide quality services. And as you can see, we continue to do this, and we will continue because it's the right thing to do, and it's right for our children. Most importantly, I want to point out that we are a successful program because of our strong community partnerships, because we rely on the expertise of the Early Education Division at the Ventura County Office of Education, and because we have a strong articulation between elementary schools and the support of the school district and governing board. And these are the reasons that we are quality. And we would really like to see more money reimbursement rates so that we can serve more students, our working parents, and that way we can continue to provide a quality program. We're not just waiting for these grants to come, and are they going to leave next year, and how long are they going to be here? We need it sustained. We need the sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Adams, and also Mr. Jimenez and Mr. Hinojosa. Let me speak on behalf of all of my colleagues. We really appreciate, sincerely appreciate your giving us your day. We know it's a bit of a schlep to come to Sacramento from where you are in the state, and you're very busy people running very important programs, so we appreciate your time. Before we get to questions of you, could I see a show of hands, please, of those who are hoping to speak public comment? Just want to get a sense. Okay, that's a lot. Keep them up for just a second. Okay, I count at least 20 or 25, and we want to give everyone at least a minute and be on the floor by 12 o'clock. So I'm afraid we're going to have limited questions for you. I'm just one brief, and if you could give a brief response, I'd appreciate it. You each tell very serious stories about lack of accessibility, inability to fund the growing needs at a time when the literature just continues to grow, that we know we can better address an achievement gap, better address outcomes by investing in early care and education. Were your situations, I won't call them dire, but as challenged in 2007 prior to the crash of 08 and our subsequent billion-dollar cuts to the state programs, or were they as equally challenged prior to the Great Recession? Or are you still suffering the cuts that we made at that time?
Well, for us, like I mentioned, we had to close our full-day programs because of that recession.
That was not happening before 08?
No.
Okay.
No, we were able to barely sustain our full-day programs, and we were open from 6:30 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening, and this is what our working families needed. And so when we closed those programs, it was definitely a hit to our community, which is why we implemented a low-cost program, which is not as good, but children now can go into morning preschool from 8:30 to 11:30, and then parents can pay $10 a day, and students stay with us until 5 o'clock. So it was a hard hit for us, for sure.
You've gotten creative.
We have gotten our community needs us, so we get creative.
Mr. Hinojosa?
We had significant impacts. We went from a $45 million corporation to just about 35.6 from the period of 2007 to 2015. Our caseloads for subsidized childcare have increased dramatically because we couldn't bring on additional staff, parent service specialists. These are the ones that work directly with parents to qualify them for subsidy. They're at the highest number of caseload that they've ever been in our existence. 130 families, some over 235 children each, with the staff of 5 parent service specialists. So we've seen some dramatic impacts. The cuts have been significant, but the demand for services has continued to increase over those years.
Thank you. And Mr. Jimenez?
We do have seen challenges from the administrative point of in our agency, but one of the people that are losing it are the parents, because with the lower caseloads, every time we assess the family needs, we used to spend a lot of time hand-holding, redirecting families to resources, parents, providers, and public in general. But now it has been the highest caseloads. The caseworkers, they don't have time to spend with enough time with the families to properly redirect and try to help them. So yeah, parents are also suffering all the cuts since I will say 2013. We have seen a decrease, not just in funding for childcare, but also as a result of the RMR, the way we are reimbursing providers have to close the door because the high cost of living is, it's ridiculous how difficult for them is. It's to cope with that. Also, what I have seen is since we lost the reimbursement rate, it used to be 24,
Admin and support.
the admin support, it used to be 20, 24, around that. Now it's 17.5. That's what is killing us.
Thank you. Thank you for that assessment. At risk of being accused of asking you a leading question, if the state funded you only at the levels we were funding you 10 years ago, your situations would be significantly improved.